So I decided to go to Florida. Now everyone was looking at me like I was crazy because I said, oh, I'm going to Florida to see NXT. And they're like, why are you going all the way to Florida to go to Full Sail for NXT? You can just go to a takeover. I went to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 years ago. Yes, it was 2018. Yeah, I had a really lit 2018 of wrestling. So I did go to NXT TakeOver, and I had an amazing time. And it was completely different. It was my first non-Raw or non-SmackDown. Now, it was the first show that I've been to in a while, especially a live wrestling show. The last show before that, I went to a Raw. It was back in 2015. No, it was October 2014. And I remember that Raw. That was when The Rock came up and he was flirting with Lana. And then Dean Ambrose and John Cena were doing their thing. It was a good Raw. I remember that Raw. It was a very, very fun Raw. But NXT TakeOver was my first live show back into the wrestling life, and I loved TakeOver. You know, it was a completely different feel from being at a WWE show. Now, I've always watched NXT at home. I live in New York. And I was like, yo, the audience looks so lit. I want to experience that. I want to experience that. So my co-hosts who live in Florida, they were like, come to Florida. I want to go to NXT. Specifically, and once again, I'm wearing a Finn Balor shirt. I was very happy when he went back to NXT. I've been a fan of Finn Balor for the longest. I've been, like I said, I was been on and off. So once I first discovered him when he went up to the main roster, and I was like, yo, who is this beautiful demon man? I need to know more about him. And one of my best friends said, oh, you need to see when he was in NXT. Boom. Finn Balor got me into watching NXT, so thank you, Finn. And also a little bit of New Japan when he was the first leader of Bullet Club. So as soon as he went back to NXT, I was like, okay, not only is he back in NXT, but we getting the Prince. And whew, I love that man. We had gotten the Prince. So I was like, you know what? How much is NXT at Full Sail? I don't think it's that expensive. I don't think it is expensive at all. Friend tells me, oh, it's about $10. So you guys are paying $10 to watch these NXT superstars, such as Rhea Ripley, Adam Cole, baby, Undisputed Era, Velveteen Dream, Finn Balor. You guys are paying only $10 to see these stars do their thing. You know what? If I could pay $10 to see Finn Balor, I'm going to do it. So I did it. Now, I thought with my luck that I was going to go and see Finn Balor live and all that good stuff and whatever. He wasn't there for NXT. But I wasn't too mad because I mostly went to get the experience. And if you guys are in Florida, if NXT is going to be staying at Full Sail for a while before they start traveling, when this whole thing is over, it is such an experience. If you guys haven't gone to an indie show, this is it. I don't know. I can say that it was like an Evolve. I never been to an Evolve show, but I know a lot of NXT guys went. They had an Evolve. We had an Evolve event here back in February, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. You know, honestly, it was the best $10 I've ever spent in my life. And I have been going to a lot of independent shows. And, you know, independent shows, like, range from, I want to say, like, $10 to $20, sometimes $40, depending on the seats, if you want to stand or all that good stuff. But it was an amazing experience. And so NXT will always have a special place in my heart. I would definitely go back. Once this whole thing is over, I do want to go back to Florida because I miss the weather. I miss the weather. And I want to see Finn Balor for $10. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. But yeah, so I have been watching NXT for a while now. Great show. And then this whole war, this whole freaking AEW NXT war. I'm not a violent person. I don't like wars. I mean, I rant a lot and I'm loud, but what do you expect? I'm freaking Puerto Rican and Dominican. We mad Spanish. We scream about everything. So this whole war was going on, and I was loving it. You know, the whole, everyone's getting the Wednesday night wars back. You know, we're flipping over to see NXT and AEW do their thing, and I've been loving it. And NXT, I really do wish, even for WWE, I just wish that they would have, you know, the audience. Sorry. Sorry, I had to speed that up. You guys are probably thinking like, yo, why am I watching this girl do her makeup and just nonstop talking about Finn Balor? Listen, that is a very beautiful man. And he's very talented in the ring. So don't judge me. But, you know, this whole coronavirus thing is very frustrating. And, you know, it's affecting everyone. And I don't want to be that person like, oh, I'm a wrestling fan. It's affecting a lot of stuff. But, you know, as a wrestling fan, we're used to watching wrestling all the time. You know, as much as we don't like to say, some people don't like to admit that, yeah, I watch Raw, I don't watch SmackDown. But we're just so used to having it, you know, on TV. And then, you know, AEW started doing their thing, and it's like, what the hell? I mean, I can honestly say the biggest disappointment that I've had during this whole Rona is, oh my God, look at that highlight. Oh my God. What a shit. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sorry. But the biggest disappointment that I had when it came to this stupid freaking virus is, so you guys know I live in New York, and you guys have been seeing me get hyped for AEW. Y'all already know that I was supposed to go to Jersey for Blood and Guts, and I'm over here praying they do not cancel it. Just give us Blood and Guts. Give us Blood and Guts, and we will be so happy. And give me a second, because we need to spray this shit. That was a lot. But yes, so back to what I was saying. I was supposed to go to Jersey for Blood and Guts. But you know what? We have to go back on the eyes, so we'll be back.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Yes, Blood and Guts. So, I was supposed to go to Blood and Guts. And I'm hoping and praying to the wrestling gods, please, just give us Blood and Guts. I just want to see the elite fight the circle that is eternal. I'm loving that, by the way, by Matt Hardy. I'm loving that shit. I wanted them to duke it out. I was ready for it. I've been wanting to go to another AEW show for months. I got so crazed into the wrestling world. I went to Chicago for All Out, which honestly was one of the greatest experiences of my life. You know, another wrestling promotion. Not only was it my first non-WWE live pay-per-view, it was in another state, and I was that person who thought people who traveled for wrestling shows out of state, flying to other states to do all that, were just crazy. And I was becoming that person, and it was the best show I've ever been to. And I would love to go to All Out the sequel, All There, or All Here, or everywhere. This one I'm going to be saying is All There. So All Out the sequel, All There. And I want to go. So this coronavirus shit needs to stop, because I want to go back. But I was supposed to go see Blood and Guts, and that shit broke my heart. But you know what? Safety first. And we're going to get it. They're postponing it in July, which is cool because that is my birthday month. And, you know, we're going to get it. But at the end of the day, I just want life to get back to normal. I want to get back into wrestling. I'm so sorry my topics have been all over the place. I guess I'm going to scroll back to WrestleMania and say that the Boneyard match was everything. But I have been a fan of Bray Wyatt for a while. A long while. Ramden Rabbit is my guy. So that match segment that he had with Cena, God, sorry, I have like mad hair on my face. The match segment that they had with Cena was indeed the best. To me, I feel like that was a good way to end John Cena's career. I don't know why he's still around. He said multiple times, if I remember correctly, that his in-ring career is over. That man should have had his last match a long time ago. But I feel like this was different. This was completely different. And if this was a way to end his WWE career, I wouldn't be mad. Some people were saying that this might bring back heel Cena. I don't know. But I completely loved it. So, we're going to do some lips. This is going to be another... It's going to be another while. Yeah, another while.
One eternity later.
Alright, and the lips are on. Get one more spray. We spray a lot, people. This is how the makeup stays on, people. This is the trick. This is the trick. By the way, I know for a fact that we need to do another episode because the way that these female wrestlers be having their faces beat to the gods and going through a match and leave it flawless, I give it to y'all. Get the name? Beating faces. Faces beat to the gods. We go in the wrestling ring and we beat some faces. Yes? No? Anyway, I like it. But yeah, this is the final look. Like I said, I went mega Amy Winehouse on this liner, but I know I was completely rambling on. This was the first episode. I still don't know what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to get like my take on some wrestling, talk about some of my faves, a little bit of my journey, getting to over here. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe. We are going to be having some more videos. I am going to get better equipment, and yeah, we're going to continue this process of bringing makeup and wrestling into one, and hopefully this works out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.